Hi everyone, I hope you are having a good day. I am safely indoors. I hope you are doing the same unless you're going to have some exercise, which I should be, but I might not today. We'll see. Today, I would like to talk to you about dealing with darkness, and the darkness in question is doubt. Darkness, as we have described in previous sessions, is the absence of light. One of the definitions that I found as it relates to doubt is a feeling of uncertainty or lack of conviction. Right? So I'll just start off with a story. So when I was at college, a couple years ago, and during our final exams, I had the highest score in the arts department. So I think it was about 83% overall. And there was this other girl who had the same score as I did, but for the sciences department. And I was quite pleased with my results because I had been working part time on the Fridays and Saturday nights. So I was quite pleased that I still managed to come out with a good result. I was pleased with that. However, word eventually reached me that there were some people out there who were like some students, not random people, but some students who were saying that um, if I had done my exams in the sciences, I would not have done as well. Now, I know my strengths, and science is not quite my strength. Like, my knowledge of biology is shocking. It's one of two things: either I slept through the class, or I wasn't taught at all. I don't know what the situation is. My friend laughs at me because she's a nurse and she can't. So sometimes some of the things I come out with, was like, please don't say that out in public. But I knew what my strengths were. I knew that I wasn't that great in science. Like, I passed the exams that I had to take. I did pass, but it wouldn't have been my first choice. So, but things like sociology, psychology, law, in the arts, that was more up my field, and so that's why I went with the arts. And I'm sure likewise, if she had been in the arts department, she probably would have done as well. But that's not what the subject of discussion was. It was my grade. The subject was me. And so, in their own way, they managed to try and minimize the outcome that I had, which was a good result, but they tried to minimize it by making comparisons and making like little snidey comments like that. So I just wanted to just share that with you as a backdrop in exploring the sources of doubt. Now, doubt can come from your own internal narrative. So, the voices that you might hear in your head telling you that you're not good enough, making you or inviting you, because no one can make you do anything, but thoughts will come into your mind to invite you to compare yourself with others, to question, um, to question like how good you are, or how good the how like make you question the efficacy of the effort that you've put into whatever it is you're doing. So doubt can come from your own internal narrative. Doubt can come from strangers, such as my fellow students. They were not with me when I was studying. They don't know what effort I put into it, but when the results came, they had comments to make. And that's always going to be the situation whenever you do something good or not usually good. People will have something to say, and usually it's negative things, and so they try to cast aspersions on what I was doing. So doubt can come from external sources, also like strangers. Doubt can also come from family and loved ones, and I think that's the one that hurts the most. Sometimes it's intentional on their part, and other times it isn't. But regardless, you have to be aware. Don't take it personally, because at the end of the day, people don't see things as the situation is, they see things as they are. So when a person comes to you with words of doubts, that's because they are experiencing doubt in their own lives. So don't take it personally, just be aware of what's going on. Doubts can also come from the media, with the coronavirus going on at the moment. We're hearing all kinds of news from different places, different types of videos, different theories. There's so much information out there. So that can also create doubts as well. So you have to be aware of what doubts, what assignments. When doubt comes into your mind, it's on assignments. So one of the assignments of doubt is to make you cast away your confidence, to invite you to cast away your confidence. So when you lose confidence in yourself, that's not a good state of affairs. It makes you unstable. So you can imagine interacting with a person and you ask them a question and they're like in and ahhing. It doesn't give you any confidence in that person. You're not going to want to do business with them. You're not going to want to go into relationship with them because you don't trust what they're saying. And the reason you don't trust what they're saying is because they do not trust what they're saying. They don't have any convictions, any strong convictions. They doubt themselves. So you're not going to want to really have any sort of close interaction with that kind of person. Doubt comes to make you cast away your confidence. Doubt also comes to create an atmosphere of fear and trepidation. Now, the uncertainty in the world should not create a state of uncertainty within you, or a state of fear within you. But when you start to slide, because doubt is a slippery slope. When you start to slide into doubt, the next thing you know, you're fearful. So it's better for you to be confident. You might be wrong, like things might not work out the way you had planned, but at least it's still better for you to be confident. It's better for your state of mind. Doubt comes to make you lose out on your reward. So if you've put in a lot of work into building a business, building a relationship, doubt comes to make you turn away. So if you've put an effort into developing yourself, into personal development, doubt's job is to make you question everything that you've done, all the effort that you've put in, and just make you question it, and make you think it wasn't worth it. I should just forget it. And in doing so, you lose out on the reward that is due to you, but you have to be in position to receive that reward. And doubt can't give you that. Doubt is not the position that you can receive your reward. Confidence is what will allow you to stay in position regardless of how hard things are, regardless of how uncertain the times are. Confidence is what allows you to just stay put. Sometimes you can't go forward, but at least you can stand still. You get me? So sometimes things are so uncertain and the world is so dark, and sometimes the darkness is not just in the world but in your mind. You're not sure exactly where to go, what to do. When you're not sure, at least stand still. Don't turn back, because you're not sure where you're going anyway if you turn back. So stand still until you have some clarity and then move forward. Moving forward, sometimes in the darkness, you can imagine like trying to find your way in the dark. You can't move at the same pace. Sometimes it's just a matter of just taking little steps forward. You can't move at the same speed in darkness. And so with the uncertainty, that brings a certain level of darkness, because you're not sure how things are going to work out. So that this might be a time to sort of calm things down a little bit, take stock of what's going on, and maybe then take baby steps forward. So how should you deal with doubt? First, recognize that when it comes into your mind and into your heart, it's important to ask questions. So you could ask questions like, where is this going? Why am I doing this? What is the end result? Questions like that. Some people might perceive it as being negative, but it's actually making sure you have a reality check and you have a good grasp of where you are, and then you're able to map out where you want to be and where you want to go. Conversely, if you if you want to contrast that with doubt sets in after you've already done what you need to do. You've already started up the business. You've already started off this relationship. Doubts will come and say, you're not really good enough for that person, or you haven't really put in enough work to make that business work. So doubts sort of it niggles at you. It comes like you've built this thing, but doubt comes with like a little hammer and starts to chip away at your confidence, chip away at the excellence that you've actually built. It starts to make you question your perspective and question that it affects your self-esteem if you let it. feel like it can affect your self-esteem. So recognize it, be aware. It's important to be observant of people, but most especially, more importantly, it's important to observe yourself, observe the thoughts that come into your mind. And not every thought, like I've said before, and I've heard other people say as well, not every thought should be explored. Okay, so recognize it when it comes into your heart. Also, regardless of how much the odds might be stacked against you, if you've put in the work, put in the work into yourself, into your relationships, into your business, whatever it might be that you're building, just trust that eventually the tide will turn, and it will turn in your favor. So just have that confidence, because like I said before, it's better to be confident and wrong than to be doubtful and right. Do you get me? So you'll have a better life. You'll enjoy the journey more if you can just stand in confidence, the confidence of what you know. And sometimes we don't have all the information, but with the amount of information that you have, be confident. Just stand confident in the information that you do know, and just hope, like the changing seasons, that eventually the tide will turn in your favor. Also, it's been my observation, within myself, that doubt thrives in solitude and silence, because that's its prime time for its whisper, into your mind when you're alone. And now we're supposed to be in isolation. We're supposed to be observing social distancing, in order to sort of slow the spread of the coronavirus, which is one strategy, and it's a good strategy. But just be aware that at this time there might be an increase of doubtful thoughts that comes into your mind. When that happens, this is the time to use the tool, of your mouth. Open up your mouth and speak. So use words of affirmation. Say words like, I am powerful, I am an overcomer, I will survive and thrive, I am unstoppable. The power lies in your mouth. And so when those doubtful thoughts come in and you're able to open up your mouth and speak, you counteract doubts by doing that. Okay, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. Please feel free to share this with whomever you think needs to hear it. Okay, until next time, stay positive. Have a wonderful day. Bye.